Hello and welcome to Exploring the Holos. Today, I want to talk about why the Epstein files are important. I know the news has been going crazy. Everybody's talking about it. All the influencers are talking about it, including Joe Rogan. So why? Why is this important? First of all, let's go back to get a little background on these people. Jeffrey Epstein was a college dropout. He was hired as a math teacher at a private college. The name of the college escapes me, but he could not get a job because he was a dropout. And somebody at a private college took a chance on him and hired him as a regular math teacher for, I believe, high school kids. It was a private high school or whatever. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's got all this money and he's rich and he's colluding with all these billionaires and millionaires and government officials. And it seems a little strange that, he would go from being a college dropout to this billionaire with a private island and a private jet and all these connections. And his girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, her father was a Mossad spy. And if you're not familiar, Mossad is the CIA of Israel. And he died mysteriously. They found him naked, that he fell off his boat in the middle of the ocean, which is kind of weird, people just falling off of boats for no reason. But as soon as Epstein was caught and arrested, Ghislaine Maxwell's father passed away, let's say. I'm not going to say that he was murdered, but he was found dead. And he was one of the top spies for Mossad. Ghislaine Maxwell was, she was ultimately convicted of grooming and assisting in sex trafficking with Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein was, he was convicted. I'm not exactly sure of what he was convicted of, but he was put into jail and he was given a very light sentence. I'm not sure if he was going to face more charges, but they had him in jail. But he was allowed to get out of jail certain parts of the day. It wasn't like a normal jail. It was like a club fed type of situation. They still let him go to work, and it was really weird. And the prosecutor, Acosta, he didn't really press the judge to give him a super harsh sentence. And he said, quote, because he's intel. They told him that he was part of an intel operation, or he belonged to intel. So the prosecutor went easy on him. And that prosecutor later on, when Donald Trump became president in 2016, Prosecutor Acosta became the Secretary of Labor. Don't know what that has to do with being a prosecutor or... Anyways, so the theory is that Epstein worked for an intelligence agency to get blackmail on politicians in the United States. And that's the only thing that kind of really makes sense to me. The media would have you believe that he was just some pedophile that was assaulting all these girls himself, like almost 1,000 girls. And they never really came out with this list of who were the perpetrators, who were the people he was getting all these victims for. And we know that one of the accused was Prince Andrew of the UK, and that girl that accused him has since taken her own life. I forget what her name is, but we need to know who these other people are. And one of the things that Donald Trump ran on this last time was he was going to release these files and let everybody know, because most of the people who voted for him thought it was all Democrats. And so then why wouldn't he release the list? And he didn't give a good reason. He's being very defensive about it right now, and he's telling everybody just to forget it. And every time that it comes up, he gets more and more angry. And the cover-up that he's doing is very bad. And this is something that not only he has covered up, but it's something that Joe Biden didn't release any files. So that alone, using logic and reason, that alone tells me that there are important people in both parties that are involved, and neither one of the parties wants it released. Recently, there were a few politicians. It started out just a couple of Democrats that tried to pass a bill in the House saying that these files and all the information should be released to the public. That first 2 times failed. They're trying again with, now there are a few Republicans, including Thomas Massey, that want to have these, they're pushing again the 3rd time in Congress to pass a bill saying that these files need to be released. And if they can keep on collecting Congress people who are willing to sign it and willing to vote for it, then maybe there's going to have to be a real investigation. And we can't let this go unprosecuted. Pedophilia it's too serious of a thing to let these people get away with. We already let them get away with stealing our tax dollars and giving them away to foreign governments to commit genocide. But there's got to be a red line that you don't cross anymore. And I don't care if there's Democrats on that list. I don't care who it is. We need to know who that is. And so why is this important? Because I hear Trump still saying that every time it comes up. It's like, why do we even care? Why do we care? What, this guy's been dead for a long time. Why do we even care anymore? Because there's victims. There's victims, and they need justice. And for him to not understand that people deserve justice for what they've been through shows that he has absolutely no empathy. And I'm going to be releasing a video on empathy, but I thought that this one should probably come out first. So why is this all important in the scheme of things? Well, one day before Netanyahu came last time, Benjamin Netanyahu, before he came to Washington, Donald Trump and his administration changed their view on this subject. The files all of a sudden disappeared, and they said that they weren't going to be releasing any files or any information about it. And that kind of leads a little bit of, it gives a little bit more weight to the whole Israel was using Epstein as a tool to collect blackmail theory. And I really want to know if we control our government or if our government is being controlled by another country or another government. And if it is, then we're really just second-class citizens, really. They're just using us like a farm for our tax money. And Americans should be really enraged about that. There's a whole slew of reasons why this needs to come out. And I'm hopeful that a lot of people are now starting to question the government. And that's why this is very important. People are questioning the government. We're starting to see the dissolution of the two not necessarily the two-party system yet, but people are, the tribalism is, I can see it starting to fade. As people realize that they've been lied to, they're going to start seeing more lies. Their eyes are going to be open to how much they've been lied to. And hopefully, people will wake up to the fact that they've been lied to, not only by our government, but the media and the whole system. The whole system is set up to lie to you and get you to believe the story that they want you to believe, not the truth. And like, and I've been speaking out a lot about what's going on in the Middle East with the war in Gaza, or the genocide in Gaza. And I get a lot of hateful comments about how Muslim people are no good and who cares, they're just Muslims. And I can't stand that people think that just because somebody is a different color or a different religion or lives in an inside of imaginary border, that they're any different. And hopefully this wakes people up to the fact that they're no different than the Palestinians, that they've been taken advantage of by these governments who just want to keep them down and take everything from them and treat them as lesser. It's time for us to, all of us lesser people, it's time for us to all come together and take down the ones that have been holding us down. We need to take the power back, and our tax dollars should be used to make life better, not be used to kill, maim, and destroy life. So I hope the Epstein files are released. I hope that there's powerful people that go to prison on both sides, so it's completely even, and everybody can see that these people are just terrible pedophiles. And it's not just in this country, it's all governments that operate outside of they operate with impunity outside of any kind of accountability, because especially when they're not up for re-election again, they don't care about anything. They don't have to worry about voters or anybody. So I think I've exhausted that, and I'm excited to do some different things coming up. So I will be having some updates in the near future, and some good, some bad. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching. Be safe. Ad astra, my friends.